Here it is. This is what $4,200 gets you on Copart. Bought it on Friday, brought it here by Wednesday, from Missouri all the way to upstate New York. The engine doesn't look like it's hit, which is what the picture showed, so good news there. The rear end is railed pretty good, as you could see in the video walkthrough. I'm going to begin to take off the front end parts and kind of to assess the damage. So, and hopefully get this engine out of here in the next day or two and get it ready to put in the other S4. This is how much parts I managed to take off until my wife is making me go home. So this is as far as we got today. Took off the reinforcement bar, radiators, fans, condensers, intercooler is actually good. AC condenser radiator for both shop. The impact did reach these lines here. You can see some of the damage. It broke this tension pulley. It broke this tension pulley. Not a big deal. As far as I can see, that's most of the damage. I think it broke this clip here. Kind of chipped the supercharger right here. If that's the extent of the damage, then I'll be super happy. So, but besides that, the engine looks good. Check the oil. There is oil in the engine at the proper level. So, hopes are good. Hopes are high that this engine's going to work. We are working hard in the shop today. Here's our parts S4. Pretty parted. Right now we have the fun task of making one ultra charger from 3 superchargers. We have this one, which is the stock supercharger from the 2010 S4 with the APR upgraded throttle body that I'm assuming came with a stage 2. We have a Joker's ported supercharger that was never installed. It was paid for, did not install because the engine blew. And then we have the one of the donor car. So most of the parts we're going to swap from the 2010 right onto the Joker's ported and then put that one back on this engine before we get it up in the air with the engine hoist and then take the tranny out. The suspension has now been removed with the engine mounts. Those have been unscrewed, so it'll just lift out of the cradle now at this point. This is where we are in the process 3 weeks after we bought the car. Going strong. Thought we'd be driving the car by now, but Rome wasn't built in a day, and this car is not going to have the engine changed in a day, apparently. On this parts engine that I got for my 2012 parts S4, there were some damaged components because the accident did reach some of the stuff. So as you could see, this part that sits right next to the alternator with the alternator tensioner was damaged and broken off. That looks like it's good. That looks like it's good. That's on there fairly well. We got our new supercharger on. This is the Joker's ported supercharger. Got all the parts restored. Got the EPR throttle body. Everything else that goes on, still got to put the pulley on because I haven't taken the APR pulley off the other one just yet. I need to mount it onto the other engine in order to do that. Let's see, this tensioner is broken as well. So we're going to be changing this tensioner out. AC compressor looks okay. Everything else looks okay on here. So, but then I also have to add, on this main pulley, I have to add the APR pulley over the top of that. So right now I'm going to be changing out all the pulleys. And I also have to change out this fuel little thing here. As you could see, the sensors were broken off. Now the cords are okay because the sensors broke off on them. But right here, you'll notice damaged, broken off. So I'm going to change out this whole component because I'm upgrading it anyway. So I'll have a video on that. And now let's get to work.
Jack it up.
This is my car. It goes fast.
Does it? Does it go really fast without an engine as it's parked there? That's where we put it when we took it off the trailer.
Yeah, and that was the fastest it's ever gone in the past 3 weeks.
Here's the engine from the donor car. Slowly working through it. We got the Joker Sported Supercharger on. You're right, I got the Joker Sported Supercharger on there. We disconnected the transmission, and now we're putting the transmission that was on the white S4 to this engine because it's different, because this one doesn't have the sport that we found out, the other one does. So they're a little bit different components, different lengths for the crankshaft and stuff. We have the APR throttle body here for the stage 2 upgrade, and we got the APR pulley on here. We're still waiting to put on the APR supercharger pulley. We still got to take it off the other one, but we have the serpentine belt on, and that's the progress so far. So now we're going to put the transmission onto the engine, and then we're going to screw on the clutch and then see where it goes from there. Stay tuned. Well, it wasn't easy, but we connected the transmission out of the white S4 onto the donor engine. We screwed it in. We had to change this engine mount because it was broken. And then we noticed that this engine mount is broken as well. Not sure if you can see because of the video, but you could see the crack. It's broken on this side as well. So we're changing out the engine mount since we're here, and kind of working with the tools we have. Since we don't have an engine hoist yet, we still have to bring it up and bring it here to our shop where we moved. So we're just using this forklift for now to pick up and lower the engine. And get the stage 2 clutch on there. There's the stock. And we're about to raise it and finish screwing it in the bottom. And hopefully shortly after that, it's going to go into that white S4. One of the things that people don't realize if they ever buy a car on auction is to check the engine mounts, because they are one of the first things to break. They break super easily. And even though there was no damage to the engine, didn't look like this was front end damage to a car, and it looked like it barely touched the engine, if at all. But this mount's destroyed. And then the other one, the mount that was on here, where'd you put it? Oh, it's right here. These two little things completely broke off. So it wasn't being held at all on top. Boom. And that one goes there. So that completely destroyed. And then this engine would have rattled quite excessively obviously without 2 months, since they were both broken. So it's definitely something you have to check. Luckily, ours were good off the cart originally, so we're going to put those on and then make sure those are operating like they're supposed to. Okay, we have the original here. We have the upgraded $400 part. This is the original. That comes out. There's a little dot here. I'm assuming maybe it doesn't matter where this goes. Put that in there like that. Okay. Open this up. Let's drop this guy back in here. We didn't really look where these holes are supposed to be. I'm gonna align it with the hole on top. I don't know what else to do.
What are you doing?
Putting that in.
What about the other thing?
What other thing?
That?
This? Oh shit.
Yeah. Oh, you idiot.
Record it, it's fine. Oh, cause look, cause this one.
Yeah, we'll go through.
That's the difference. It'll go through, so we can show this in the video.
Well, I'm still recording, so.
That's fine. No, that's good. This one's got to go in from the bottom, and then it won't go through anymore. See? Now after that, we put this back on. We'll tighten that later ourselves. For right now, the
That's
final touch is this. And then that. And that's it.
Alright, perfect.
Done. We're gonna take this stock thing. We're gonna put it back in this case for when we sell the car. Done. Like 3 weeks after I bought, no, 3 weeks. Here we are like a month after I bought this freaking thing. And guess what? There's a bunch of crap in the way, and it's still not done. Why, do you ask? Well, look at all this awesome stuff that was just delivered from our old shop that we're having to unload off a 53-foot trailer that it was all stored in. So instead of working on our cars, we're dicking around with this forklift and all these freaking bumpers and all this crap to unload this trailer, which is now mostly unloaded, but still has some crap in it. Oh, I'd rather be working on this S4 than doing this crap. Roma, load me out.
You push the forward straight to your door. You probably don't need them.
Good?